Hi everyone, it's Nichol Spohr here today with my Spellbinders June 2019 card kit of the month 10 card project to share with you. We are going to start by unboxing the card kit of the month for June so you can see everything that you get, and then I'll be creating 10 cards with the 10 card bases and envelopes and all the product included in the kit. We're going to start by that little instruction sheet I set over to the right of my works area, and then I've got a magnet sheet here from my stash that I'm going to go ahead and unpackage all of the dies included in the June kit. Now there is a lot here. It doesn't all necessarily have to go together, so you're really getting a ton of really cool dies here. Now those two glasses arms and the little heart and then there's a little bridge nose piece. Those are all used to create some little eyeglasses, which are really super cute and fun. I did not create any in my projects today, but you can. Keep in mind that heart can be used on its own, plus there's that balloon animal, candles, and the Oh Joy greeting. So you're getting a ton of dies. Next, we have the stamp set included in the kit, some gold sequins, 10 cards and envelopes. These are what I'm going to use to create my 10 cards. Some 3x4 little journaling cards if you are a project life. Memory keeper, these are fantastic. You can also use these on your cards. There's lots and lots of ways to use those. So we've got those. We've got foam adhesive and tape adhesive as always. We've got some awesome stickers. You're going to see me using quite a few of these in my cards today. Beautiful stickers. This is really fun. We have two 8x8 sheets of vellum with gold foiling. My favorite definitely is the text, of course. I love that. And then there's some with little gold bows. Beautiful. And then the pattern paper, the 6x6 paper pad this month is stunning. I always use a lot of the pattern papers from each kit every month to create a lot of really quick and easy cards. This video and these projects feature quick and easy. So I always like to use a lot of pattern paper and the pre-mades. We're getting cardstock, some gold foil cardstock. Let's go ahead and get that box out of the way. And then if you guys have followed any of my previous card kit of the month videos, you know that I use a ton of these pre-made die cuts in my cards each and every month. This is probably the focal point of each of my card videos for the card kit of the month because it just comes with so much. Awesome this month, there are 2 of each design. So everything you're seeing me lay out here, there are 2 of each. Now often, and I have discussed this before, but I definitely want to reinforce this, as I open up my package and I go through the dies, I tend to kind of start laying things out, grouping like things together, because my favorite way of using these is combining multiple of the die cuts and stickers, die cuts and creating my own die cuts. I like to use multiples on my cards. So for example, these donuts, there's 2 each of those. I'm going to use the donuts together. The cotton candy, I actually didn't use in any of my cards, but I saved those for future projects. But there's 2 each of those, so 4 total. Birthday hats. The candles, there's quite a few different candles. We're going to group those together. The starbursts there, I know those are kind of a basic, fantastic to group those together for cards. Banners, I try to put all my banners and word dies together simply because this allows me to reference them as I'm working and see what do I think goes together. Can I combine different images or phrases for my cards? The lemonade or soda little bottle there, plus the little pink wedges, those in my mind go together. So let's go ahead and start building our cards, and we're going to start with the pre-made type of cards. So these all feature pattern paper from the kit, usually some gold foil, cardstock for trim and things, and then lots of pre-made die cuts, stickers, all of the things. So I've got this mint and white kind of watercolor stripe background. Love, love, love this pattern paper. I used both sheets. Included in the paper pad, there's 2 of each design because I loved it so much. And you can see I've grouped together some pink fruit, the bottle, the word sunshine, and the word hello. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 die cuts, you guys. 6 die cuts from the kit, and it doesn't even make a dent in what you get. I always have so much product left over. You can make way more than 10 cards. I always just like to try to share some inspiration of 10 cards, but keep in mind you have enough product to create many, many more than 10 cards. Now I'm grouping the bottle, my little pink lemons, I guess, together, and my wedge. So those are all layered there. We're going to put foam adhesive on the back of the word sunshine and pop this up over our embellishments. So this is going to be part of the greeting. We're building our greeting with the hello and then the word sunshine. And those are going to be combined kind of across, because the embellishments are large. So we can use a large word here and still not take away from the cute images. I'm going to put foam adhesive on the back of the word hello as well. Kind of trim that up a little bit. We'll pop that in place. Really, really cute. I am going to pop up this little lemon here. I love using foam adhesive, a very simple and effective way to add dimension to a lot of flat pre-made product. We're going to snip off anything hanging off the edge. We're going to glue this panel down on top of our card base included in the kit. Our background is trimmed to 4 by 5¼ inches. And then we are going to use a sticker from the sticker sheet across the design. So I'm kind of playing around with those, trying to figure out what I like the best here. Really no right or wrong. I just want something that works with the card design. We're going to use You Are the Sweetest. And then where you see the little fizz areas in the bottle, I'm actually going to take glossy accents and add that little detail just to those areas. You could, before you put the word sunshine across this and the lemon and things, go ahead and put glossy accents all over the bottle, and it's going to give that bottle a glossy finish, which I think would be awesome too. I'll be honest, I did not want to wait for dry time, so I did not do that today, but I do think it would be cute if you have the time. We're going to finish our card with some of the gold sequins also included in the kit. I'm going to take Nuvo crystal drops in gloss white from my stash and add that to the center of these just as a little added embellishment, almost like an enamel dot in the center of all of those pretty gold sequins. Let's move on to the next card, and I will tell you this was ended up being one of my favorite cards from the whole kit. I'm going to just trim some strips of that gold foil cardstock. I'm matting the wildflower paper on that, and then this card is completely made up of words with a beautiful floral pattern paper. And it's made up of those little phrase words, which you can see there are 2 hellos. There's 2 you are, there are 2 this is, and that's good because I used the hello on the last card, the first card. I'm using hello on this card as well. And then we're using each of those little watercolor foiled word strips popped up with foam adhesive. This is a super, super simple design, but I think it's very, very effective and so pretty. I love how that wildflower background is just kind of the supporting cast for this card, and the words are the focal point. This would also be an awesome thing to do for a scrapbook page. If you wanted to use phrases like this for a scrapbook layout, I think that would be really cool too. So all of that, super quick and easy. Card 2 is finished. Let's move on to card 3. This one's going to feature the candles. In the kit, there are 4 designs of candles. Tall pink, tall green, short pink. We're going to use them all. We're going to use 2 different pattern papers from the pattern paper pad, the paper pad. We're going to divide those two patterns with a little strip of the gold foil cardstock. I'm not using a full strip because I don't want to waste all of that gold foil cardstock. I know if you guys have watched some of my videos in the past, if I do that, you guys all do not like when I do that because it is kind of a waste. So I hear you, and I am really trying to kind of extend and the life of my foil cardstock so that I can use it on lots of projects. And I am happy to report that I have almost an entire half sheet left after doing all my cards today. So lots of gold foil cardstock left for lots more cards, either from product from this kit or other projects. To make these candles pop off the background a little bit, I am popping them up with foam adhesive. These are just some foam adhesive strips from my stash that I really, really love. I'm tipping all my candles at angles, kind of give it that little fun touch. And then I have placed the happy birthday banner. The pre-made die cuts have tons of banners this month. I love them. I think they're really fun. I really like the fonts used in everything too in the pre-made die cuts this month. I think it's really cute. So we're going to place those kind of at the bottom of the candles. It grounds them. It kind of cleans up that jaggedy edge along the bottom so that you're not seeing all those funny way the candles are ending. Just cleans it up really pretty. Got a couple more left to do, and I did stagger them as much as possible. I did trim down that pink candle. You saw me trim that down just there so that it wasn't quite as tall. I don't want it sticking out below the happy birthday banner. And there are my cute, cute little candles. We're going to put some foam adhesive at the ends only because the rest of it's going to kind of overlap the candle, so we don't need foam adhesive under the middle part of the banner, just at the ends. We're going to place our background on a white card base, and again, this measures 4 by 5 1/4 inches, so we have that beautiful white border all the way around. I think it helps tie into the white border around the pre-made die cuts. And we're finishing the tips of the candles with Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard to make them sparkly, and then a sticker from the sticker sheet that says "Enjoy today." This is card 3 all finished. Next, the Raise Rainbow card. I loved this Rainbow Raise paper in the paper pad. I did trim it down on the sides. So this is going to measure 4 inches by 5 1/2, and we're going to center it in our card base so there's a white border down each side. And I simply trimmed off 1 inch from each side and then a 1/2 inch from the top and the bottom from the 6 by 6 piece of paper to make this even and make those rays even on my card base. We're going to pop up one of the rainbow die cuts in the center of our card with foam adhesive. I've put some foam adhesive squares back behind this. This is another very, very quick and easy card. Came together literally minutes. Very, very fast. So if you're looking for card ideas where you want to have a bunch of cards made quickly and have those on hand to send out at a moment's notice, I love card kits for that. We're going to use a purple banner along the bottom edge of the rainbow rays. And then we're going to take some of the hexagon shapes and we're going to scatter those through the card. And in the center of those hexagon shapes, we're going to put some gold sequins just to kind of finish it off and add a little embellishment. This is a super, super easy card, very fast. But I love the rainbow on rainbow. I'm even going to have a hexagon hang off the bottom edge. I feel like this kind of helps ground those. It adds some interest to the background without being overwhelming. And this is another example of combining like elements. So we've got 7 of those hexagon shapes from the kit, and we've combined them for this card. So 7 of those plus 2 other die cuts, we've got 9 die cuts on this card alone. And promise, we have loads left for many, many more cards. In fact, I have a lot left over when this is all said and done. Card 5. This features the donuts. We've got 4 donuts, a party hat, the UR phrase, the spectacular phrase. So in total, 7 die cuts. We're going to use sequins, we're going to use pattern paper, we're going to use gold foil cardstock. And then from my stash, I included a pom-pom at the top of the party hat because I felt like the party hat needed a pom-pom. I'm going to group my donuts along the bottom edge of this card. I love the donuts. This is another example, as I have mentioned many times now in the video, of grouping like items together for maximum impact. We're going to have the sentiment read, "You are spectacular." That spectacular is going to overlap the party hat on the card. I contemplated trying to use some vellum and I was like, whoa, too busy. So I just kind of wanted to share with you, this is my thought process as I'm working. I thought, is this going to show up against this really, I love this background paper. The pink polka dots on white, love it. But I was like, is this too much pink? Is it going to blend into the background too much? And ultimately I decided no, especially if I pop up everything with foam adhesive. So remember, my favorite little tip is to take foam adhesive and pop up those elements so they're not sitting right on a busy pattern paper. This isn't a super busy one. It's extremely important if you do have really busy pattern papers. But I think it really is effective for mini designs. Now I thought, can I incorporate cotton candy? I think I was just getting a little extra there. Decided ultimately, nope, we're going to stick with donuts only. We're going to trim down our background so that it's 5.5 inches tall, but it's going to be a little bit narrower so that we can put a little gold foil down each side to frame it up. So it's going to fill the entire top to bottom, but not side to side. That's just one of my favorite little easy ways to instantly just kind of add a little interest to the background. This is card number 5. So I believe I have 6 cards that are predominantly pre-mades and pattern paper only for the most part. We'll have one more after this. Then we're going to have 2 cards that showcase the dies from the kit. So the elements are going to, they'll have some pre-mades and things too, but they're going to feature the dies, the exclusive dies from the kit. And our final 2 cards are going to be interactive, featuring, again, lots of pre-mades and stickers and all of that from the kit and pattern paper. But the large die of the month for June is this awesome sliding window card, which I absolutely adore sliding window cards. These dies are incredible. I'm really excited to share my large die of the month video with you because I absolutely love this. But you're not limited to just the large die of the month. Use it with your pre-mades and I'm going to show you how. So that's kind of what to look forward to in the rest of this video. I guess I didn't mention early on, this is a long video. I know it's a long video, you guys. Definitely speed through it if you want to. If you want to catch some of the other projects in this. 10 cards doesn't come together, you know, real quick like in, 15 to 20 minutes, I guess. So my videos that feature lots of cards often are a little bit longer because I do like to share my thought process. I like to share the creation of all of the cards or the majority of the creation of the cards so you can really get an idea and a feeling of what all, or just a few of the things really that you can do with these card kit of the month from Spellbinders. So here's our donuts, cute, cute. Let's trim off anything that's hanging off the edge. Remember, hanging off the edge does help ground images a little bit. So that's always one of my favorite things to do. Then we're going to scatter some gold sequins throughout our card. You get tons of sequins in this little jar. And these little jars are so stinking cute that Spellbinder sends every month. So those are really fun. We've got a pom-pom. That's from my stash. I'm going to pop that on top of the party hat. We're going to use the crystal katana and a glue tube to glue these sequins in place. And then I will, on one of the previous cards, I took Nuvo crystal drops in gloss white and added them to the center of the sequins. We're going to do that for this card as well. And just a little dab in the center of each makes it look like we have a white enamel dot in the center. I absolutely loved how this turned out. For all those donut lovers in your life, this would be a good one. My final card was funny. This actually is the last card I created with the kit. I've rearranged them a little bit in the video. I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do. And strangely enough, these circles from the kit, the pre-made circles, had fallen out and they kind of look like a Mickey Mouse head. And my family and I have just got back from Disney World for a family vacation. And I thought this was really fun. It's kind of that hidden Mickey-ish type of little effect. I thought it would be really fun without being overly Disney-ish themed. So I used those circles to create a Mickey head. As you saw, I popped them up on that mint and white striped background. I layered the word sunshine through the center. We're going to add a banner right underneath that in the center. This card came together so fast once I just kind of went an unconventional route, I guess I want to say. And then we're going to scatter some sequins through this as well. Let's talk about the dies in the card kit. So you get candles. Those candles are awesome. You're getting the Oh Joy, you're getting the heart glasses, and then you're getting the balloon animal. I'm obviously using the candles here, and I have die cut the candles from many of the pattern papers in the kit. So from some of the papers I used previously on the first 6 cards I shared, there were scraps. And from those scraps, I cut candles. I love to keep those scraps because that's a great way to use them up, is die cutting. So I've got candles. I'm using these pre-made little starbursts because I thought they were perfect back behind the candles as little flickers and flames. We are using the gold foil cardstock in the kit for the flame part of the candle itself. And then because the pattern paper is pretty thin, and even though I'm popping it up, I wanted them to have a little more stability because I'm using lots of them. I die cut the candles again from white cardstock included in the kit, and we're matting the pattern paper candle on the white cardstock candle and slightly shifting it so it has a little bit of a shadow effect, and then layering the flame back behind. And we're simply layering these through the center part of our card. And I purposely picked the pattern paper that has that cute little kind of chevron in the gold foiling. This paper instantly looks like you've put together 3 different pieces of paper, but it's one single sheet of pattern paper. This was trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4, so it's going to have that white border all the way around, and it really looks stunning, I think, and looks like it took much longer than it did to put together. The most time-consuming part of this is simply layering and assembling those candles, you guys. Very fast, easy, definitely doesn't take that long. I like these candles. I think the candles can be used in so many ways. I love anything that's birthday themed. We all have lots of birthday cards that we're making all the time, so anything that's birthday themed is always right down my alley. We are going to use, I played around with different banners. I'm not going to use this happy birthday banner. I did not feel like it popped as much as I wanted it to. I think the mint blends into the mint background too much. We're actually going to use another one of the You're the Best and the Mostest instead because it's that white background with the gold foiling. And we're also going to die cut the Oh Joy sentiment from gold foil and layer that over our candles. The candles are popped up with foam adhesive again. Foam adhesive, my best friend when making quick and easy cards. Actually any cards, but definitely quick and easy cards. We're going to use a different background pattern paper here. Again, trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4 inches and adhered to our card base. And then we've got our balloon animal with our balloon animal layers. So not only do you get the balloon animal, but there's little layering pieces which I'm popping up with foam adhesive, which gives that balloon animal the illusion of being dimensional. and die cut from pattern paper. We are going to use our minty happy birthday banner. We're going to use a gorgeous banner right under that, so our sentiment reads, Happy Birthday, Gorgeous. These little gold hearts are actually from the large kit die of the month club kit. We're going to pop those up, and that just ties in a little. I felt like I needed a little something on this card. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, busy background, pattern paper for the die cut, but I felt like I needed to tie in a little bit more gold foiling that's in the sentiment banners. And so I just die cut a little scrap from the gold foil cardstock using these hearts, and then we're going to pop those in place on our card. The final thing we're going to do for the balloon animals is take some Nuvo crystal drops in gloss white. You could use a white pen as well, but I really think that the Nuvo crystal drops work a lot better. And we're going to draw in some little highlights on the balloon areas. And when this dries, it's just going to give that little bit of illusion of being a balloon a little bit more, I think. Add a couple more little places. And then I'm going to let that set and completely dry. Let's talk about our interactive slider window cards. So I love slider windows. Look how cute those are. Aren't those fun, you guys? Lots of pre-mades used for this. We are going to go ahead and grab our pattern paper for the frame. And I messed around with lots of different patterns. I thought I might use the chevron, and then I didn't think enough of it would show. And so we're actually going to do the balloon animal pre-made die cut first. You could very easily switch this out and go ahead and die cut your own balloon animal if you wanted to. I am taping together the slider window and the slider front panel mechanism and running those through with that white pattern paper with the pink polka dots. That's going to be the front of our card base. This will measure 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And I'm just going to kind of pop that out. So here's what it looks like. We're going to bend that up, fold down our window, and then fold that little tab. This is what slides. When you add your slider, your little tag slider mechanism, that's going to slide up to reveal whatever's in the window. I'm going to glue the balloon animal to this pre-made balloon piece to make it one large die cut. The trick when creating these is anything that you are adhering along the bottom half, or adhering to the window, pardon me, needs to be adhered only to the bottom half of the window so that it pops up when you slide it. So I am going to go ahead and die cut the tag mechanism from a scrap of this pink and white striped paper that I had from another card. Again, all of these dies for creating the slider are from the large Die of the Month Club kit, and that's going to go back behind and slide up. Then you don't have to do this. This is an extra step. I like to put a contrasting piece of paper, vellum, cardstock, whatever it is, on the slider window. I think it really adds a lot. And I played around with lots of options, and ultimately I opted for the vellum in the kit. This window, you're going to need a piece of paper measuring 2 3/4 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'm going to trim down my vellum. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to trim this down. And it's going to create a subtle background that really is working great for this design. So here's our little piece. This is going to fit right on that little sliding window, and you'll see how I adhere it in a minute. Then I'm going to take 2 1/2 inch by 2 3/4 inch strips, which I accidentally cut them too long to start with, but I can trim those down. This is just going to frame up that panel, and I'll show you that too, why I do this. I do this for the other sliding cards I create. I think it just gives a much more finished and polished look, so often I will do that. So that little piece is going to go on that tab that folds along the bottom. But in order to make it balanced, I like to put one along the top edge of the paper that's adhered to the window. I'm going to take some thin tape, double-sided tape, and we're going to place that along the bottom edge on the front of the window. And I'll place it on the back of one of my strips as well. So let's go ahead and take the one that is going to go on the vellum or the piece of paper that overlays, and we're going to put that on the top. And then we're going to take the other one and place it on that bottom little folded or scored strip. And it was a little long, so I'm just going to trim that up to make sure it's nice and even. And then when that pops up, that's how that's going to look. This is going to be adhered, butted up right next to that little strip along the bottom edge. So because we're using vellum, we have to be a little trickier. I'm going to hide my adhesive back behind the bottom part of this die cut balloon animal. And I'm going to put it on the vellum first so that I can then again hide my adhesive behind this die cut and then any of the foiling, so that I can have a little adhesive out along the edges to make this a little more secure. I'm going to just put a little bit behind some of the gold foil letters. You can see just tiny little dabs of glue, and then this is going to be adhered along the bottom edge of the pop-up. Perfect, perfect. And when we slide this up, you're going to see what's revealed underneath. So we need to attach the slider mechanism now. To do this, it's attached in one small spot. It is on the back, that little back scored area of the sliding window panel. That's where the tag's going to be attached. So take, again, your thin adhesive, and we're going to place that along the bottom edge. Now, I'm also putting foam adhesive around the tag, so around the bottom and the sides, because you want to leave the top free. I feel like this makes the sliding mechanism work easier. You do not have to do this. You can also just adhere this directly to your card, so if you don't want to use foam adhesive, you don't have to. Now we're going to attach the sliding mechanism. So there's my double-sided adhesive on the other side now, the back side of our frame. We're going to go ahead and attach the tag evenly, flush with that. Press that in place, and then when you pull that up, look at that window slide. How much fun is that, you guys? I love, love, love this. I think you guys are going to too. Super versatile, super fun. I am going to trim down the yellow pattern paper from the paper pad in the kit to fit my card base, the card front, so that when you reveal the window, it shows this pretty yellow paper instead of white underneath. My next card, I'm just going to leave it white because that definitely works too, just different, ways of doing it. I wanted to show a couple of options. And there you can see it's going to reveal the yellow window underneath. I have not adhered my frame yet because I want to add something else, some surprise to the slide up window. Since this is a birthday themed card, I am going to add one of these vellum balloon stickers. I think that works really well and looks pretty over the yellow pattern paper. And then in addition to our balloons, I want to stamp something. I want to stamp a little sentiment in here. You could also leave this blank and write something to the recipient. You could add money, you could add a gift card. There's lots of ways to use this. So because this is a birthday card, this would be a great little hiding place for a gift card or cash. And then I'm going to take a sentiment from the Inside and Out Fun Stampers Journey stamp set that says, wishing you a day full of joy and a year filled with smiles. We're going to stamp that with clear embossing ink, heat emboss with antique gold, embossing powder, and then heat set that before we adhere our frame over the top. And it just adds a fun little touch to the inside of the card, something unexpected, something really cute, clever, and interactive. So even though this card is created with mainly pre-made product. We've got pattern paper, we've got pre-made die cuts, we've got printed vellum, we have a sticker we're using for a sentiment, we have a sticker that's in the little window. It still has that wow factor. It's interactive, very on trend, and really fun. So there are definitely ways to incorporate your pre-made product to make something really incredible. I ended up having to stamp that again. I felt like it didn't stamp very well in a couple places, and I think that was my fault. I didn't press very hard. So I did stamp it and emboss it again. And then we will pull the backing paper off of the frame and pop that frame down in place. Look how cute! I'm so excited to show this to you guys. So now I'm just simply pulling off the backing paper. And a little word of caution, try not to get your foam adhesive right next to the moving element because it could make it stick. I have a little bit of leeway there, and so my little tag slides right up super easy. We're going to line that up with our background, pop that down in place, and then when you pull that up, it reveals the balloons and a sentiment. So much fun. Now, in order to make the moving element work a little bit easier, I like to put something, whether it be string or a little tab or whatever it might be, to the top. In this case, the tag does die cut a little hole. I do think, you guys, this pattern paper is not super thick. I think I probably would have rather reinforced this with either a little hole reinforcer or an eyelet to just make sure it never tears through, and I may still do that. But you can, if it's cardstock, I think you don't have to worry quite so much. I just put a twine through that, and I can grab the twine and pull the interactive sliding window element very easily. For my last card today, this is card number 10. This is going to be another interactive element. Again, you can definitely tell I loved all the little lemonade bottles and lemonade greetings and lemonade pattern paper in the kit. I'm going to take you through assembly again, where we're putting, this time I'm going to adhere the sliding element first with adhesive on the back of my window, die cut from that lemon paper. And actually I put the adhesive there, or the double-sided tape, but I will add the tag in just a second. This time I am using a contrasting color of pattern paper, so I can put adhesive all over the bottom half of that window so the yellow pops up. I'm using the gold foil cardstock strip at the top of this, and then along that little scored bottom strip that pops up, folds up really nice. So there's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to look. And I'm going to take, I altered the lime and I've created a wedge, a couple of little wedges actually, like a half a lime or lemon wedge, and then just a little section for my card. But this is going to pop up. So the little bottle and things are all going to pop up when you pull on the little pull tab. Only adhered really to the bottom half, although it can be adhered directly to this piece of paper because this piece of paper is only adhered to the bottom half of that window and will pop up nice. I did put some foam adhesive on the back of the You're Fresher Than Lemonade sentiment sticker. That's going to overlap our embellishments because, again, these are large embellishments, very easy to overlap. I played around with different stickers. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to use more than one, only use one. Ultimately, what my deciding factor here was is I liked the lighter pink, kind of ombre, really light to kind of a little bit darker pink of this particular sticker, and I liked the phrase. And I thought it worked much nicer with the whole design of my card than the dark pink. So that's kind of how I settled on that. We're going to put our embellishments down here along the bottom edge. That foam adhesive on the back of our sticker. Okay, we're popping that in place. And then we need to finish our card. So my tag, the pull element for this one, I'm going to die cut from cardstock. The cardstock's going to be a little bit more steady and secure. And also, it's just going to be a little bit basic. Plus, we're not going to put a pattern paper or anything else on the back. We're actually just going to use the card front for what's inside of this one. So here, I'll show you that. And I'm still playing around with the stickers. Who knows? I've got that adhesive on the back. We're going to attach the bottom of the tag. Remember, this is the pull element. When you pull, look how fun. Very, very cute. Okay, we're going to back this with foam adhesive. Remember, on the 3 sides. So the 2 long sides and the bottom. Nothing along the top because that's where the interactive slider happens. You do not have to use foam adhesive. I prefer foam adhesive as I think it makes the window mechanism slide a little easier, gives your fingers a little notch, a little area to kind of pick up that tag a little bit easier, but you definitely don't have to do it if you don't want to. So I'm using my card base. I do not want to attach this yet, but I do want to take the other lemonade bottle. This is the lemonade sticker, the vellum sticker, and we're going to place that inside of our sliding element. So it just reinforces the theme. I am going to leave this blank. You could stamp a sentiment. You could add another sticker if you wanted to. You could, again, put a gift card, put money, maybe a little gift card to your favorite, place to go grab a refreshment, whatever it might be. You could tuck that in there. Also, if you place this whole panel on a A2 sized card stock base that's not a card, but just a flat piece of paper, this could be the only opening on your card if you wanted it to be. It could be the pull tab. So that's another idea if you don't want to actually have a functioning card, like these are all card bases that actually have a functioning card base. Just use a cardstock panel and your opening for your card could be this slider mechanism. I'm going to go ahead and put some twine through the top of this, tie that in a little bow to make it easy to grab hold and pull the sliding mechanism. And then I'm going to show you how this works. So much fun, very easy. I do think the more you kind of pull it and play with the sliding mechanism, the easier that it works. But I absolutely love these. I can't get enough. You're going to see a whole bunch more of these in my large die of the month video because, again, love them. Very, very awesome. So there are both of the interactive designs. I just wanted to show you again both of those options. Let's take a look at all 10 cards. One last time, this is my kind of hidden Mickey one. These all feature pre-made pattern paper, very quick and easy, nothing very time consuming about any of these. They all feature grouping lots of like product together to make the most of the kit and the components. And like I mentioned, many dies left. I mean, I have enough to make lots more cards, you guys. You're getting a lot of product in these kits. My donut card, love those donuts. Rainbow card with rainbow hexagons as well, rainbow background. Balloon animal die cut with the little highlight embellishments and then some little hearts from the large die of the month club kit. Our die cut candles, so customized candles, oh joy, you're the best and the mostest is a really fun sentiment banner. And then again, our interactive cards with the sliding window. And one last time, there is it in real time so you can see how that moves, how easy it moves. I hope that's inspired you to maybe pick up the large die of the month if you haven't already or you aren't already subscribed because it is awesome. And of course, the lemonade card that we just finished. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for these 10 cards featuring the Spellbinders Card Kit of the Month for June 2019. The supplies I use to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel to never miss a new card making video. Here are a couple more videos featuring Spellbinders Club kits that you might be interested in. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.